Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got breaking news coming out here for you, and I want to bring you an update regarding Ukraine. And let me tell you, it's not looking good for them. It's even worse today than it was yesterday when I reported. So, the latest news I have here for you is Ukraine's commander, Oleksandr Syrsky, that's him there in the picture, saying the front line is deteriorating significantly, that the situation in the industrial east has significantly worsened in recent days. Okay, so this is very worrying news coming from the front line in Ukraine. And we have lots of word coming out that Ukraine may be losing this war here very soon. They are not receiving aid from the West. They are not able to fight this war anymore. Okay, and they are very close. Any day now, any minute, could be announced that the Ukraine has to surrender to the Russian army because they can no longer fight this war. And it is deteriorating rapidly at an insane pace. It's only been about a month or a month and a half, I want to say, that Ukraine is not getting supplies from the West anymore. So it really hasn't been that long since the announcement of the holdup with this $60 billion aid package for Ukraine in US Congress, and they're already struggling really bad. Okay, so a couple things I want to show you here. Ukraine is not going to win this war. I highly doubt it. They're struggling enough as it is, and take a look at this. Russia's army is now 15% bigger than when it invaded Ukraine, says U.S. General. This just came out 3 days ago on April 10th. Okay, so this makes sense why Ukraine is having to call up a bunch of troops. For one, Russia's army is much bigger than it was before it even invaded Ukraine. And at the same time, I really think Ukraine's army is not as big as Zelensky is claiming. He's claiming that they've got close to like a million strong army, but I have a feeling that it's nowhere close to that. It's probably much less. And Russia is just pummeling the front line right now, and they've got some crazy weaponry. Okay, they've got these glide bombs now. They've got Fab 500s, Fab 1500s, Fab 3000s that they're mass producing. And Ukraine is not going to be able to defend from these, okay? I don't even know if air defense can even take these down because they technically glide. They don't fly like a missile or anything like that. So it's just going to be very hard for Ukraine to fight this war. And I don't know. It really looks like very soon they may have to surrender here. And I'm going to show you more information that proves that. This is off the Kiev Post. Ukraine says situation in the east has deteriorated significantly. So let's read a little bit of this here. Ukraine's commander-in-chief Oleksandr Syrsky said Saturday the situation on the Eastern Front had worsened in the face of heightened Russian offensive. Syrsky, who took over as commander-in-chief in February after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky fired his popular predecessor, Valery Zaluzhny, also said Russian forces had superior weapons and numbers. The situation on the Eastern Front has deteriorated significantly in recent days, said Syrsky. He spoke of a significant intensification of the enemy's offensive after the presidential elections in Russia last month, and added decisions were being taken to strengthen the most problematic defense areas with electronic warfare and air defense. Ukraine has said the situation around the eastern frontline city of Chasiv Yar. So Chasiv Yar is a city I was trying to bring up yesterday. I couldn't remember the name, but that's what it's called. So they're saying that it's difficult and tense with the area under constant fire. So this area of Chasiv Yar is under massive Russian attack, and the Ukrainians are struggling to hold this area near Bakhmut. So it says Chasiv Yar lies 20 kilometers west of Bakhmut, which was flattened by months of artillery fire before it was captured by Moscow last May. Russia has recently secured its first territorial gains since seizing Bakhmut and is now trying to press onward against Ukrainian units hobbled by delays in the supply of vital Western military aid. The enemy is actively attacking our positions in the Lyman and Bakhmut sectors. In the Pokrovsk sector, they are trying to break through our defense using dozens of tanks and armored personnel carriers, Syrsky said. The issue of achieving technical superiority over the enemy and high-tech weapons has again risen. Only this will enable us to defeat a larger enemy. So they need high-tech weaponry, they need air defense, they need air superiority, they need artillery, they need everything, okay? As far as I know, the only real thing that they have to use is drones, which is absolutely horrible. Okay, drones is not going to win the war for them. It may do some damage, but it's not going to win the war. So, like I said, Ukraine, they are really in deep doo doo here. Okay, they are not in a good position, and they're going to continue struggling here over the next few days, next few weeks, and at some point that front line is going to break, and they're not going to be able to hold, and the Russians are going to be able to break through. And as far as I know, as well, they're taking significant land here. Okay, they're starting to make significant gains in territory, and Ukraine is just continuing to struggle more and more every day. And the main problem here is that they don't have ammunition to fight this war. If they don't have aid coming in from the United States, they cannot fund this war. Okay, they just can't. And the Western countries like Europe, they cannot fund this war for them either. Okay, they don't have the money to do this. So I have another thing I want to show you here, which I think is very interesting. Okay, this is a video of Russia's permanent representative to the UN, Vasily Nebenzia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Nebenzia. So he's speaking here, talking about the unconditional surrender of the Kiev regime and that it's coming, and the West needs to prepare for it in advance. Okay, he says very soon the only topic for any international meeting on Ukraine will be the unconditional surrender of the Kiev regime. I advise everyone to prepare for this in advance. Okay, this is from Combate, is it? So I want to show you this video, and then I'm also going to show you, there's a website where this comes from, and I'll link it down below. You guys can go and check out the full video. It's like a 13-minute speech from him, but we'll just go ahead and take a look at this clip. So let's see what he has to say here.
Таким он и войдет в историю, бесчеловечным и человеконенавистническим режимом террористов и нацистов, предавшим интерес своего народа и принесшим его в жертву за западные деньги и подачки для Зеленского и его ближайшего окружения. В этих условиях попытки главы киевского режима продвигать свои формулы и созывать саммиты в поддержку киевского режима вызывают лишь недоумение. Уже очень скоро единственной темой для любых международных встреч по Украине будет безоговорочная капитуляция киевского режима. Советую всем вам заранее к этому подготовиться. Таким он и...
So if you notice, he says right here, I advise everyone to prepare for this in advance. And right before that, he says, very soon, the only topic for any international meetings in Ukraine will be the unconditional surrender of the Kiev regime. Okay, this is multiple reports coming out. There's Western media reports. There's this gentleman here now coming out and saying this. And then yesterday, I put out a video on Ukraine as well. And there was a clip in there that I put from the president of Belarus, Lukashenko. He came out and said that Ukraine should come to the negotiating table now, do this now, and negotiate with Russia. Do what you need to do and basically surrender now, because it really looks like they're about to lose here, guys. Like literally out of nowhere, I think what we're going to hear is them surrendering. And some of the main big reasons is that right now they can no longer fight this war because of the lack of ammunition that they have. And another big thing is that their energy infrastructure and their gas infrastructure has been completely destroyed. Okay, many of their main power plants throughout the country completely destroyed. They're struggling to maintain power in a lot of the big cities like Kharkiv, Odessa, Kiev, okay, because of these Russian attacks on electrical infrastructure. And then also, another issue is I just reported yesterday as well that there was a major gas storage facility near Lviv on the western side of the country near Poland. Well, Russia just struck that recently in the last few weeks, completely destroyed like 17 billion cubic footage or something like that of gas that was stored inside of these storage tanks underground. They were like 50 meters underground, and these missiles struck that area and destroyed these holding cells for their natural gas. Okay, so lots of their natural gas, boom, completely gone. So they're in a really bad spot now because they can barely even maintain their country. and provide their citizens with what they need because everything's been destroyed. Along with that, their ammunition is extremely low to completely hinder them from fighting the war. Okay, so I want to show you this too. This is on permanent mission of the Russian Federation to United Nations. So I'm going to link this down below, and this has the entire statement here that this ambassador, or Russia's permanent representative to the UN, their ambassador Vasily Nebenzia. Okay, so this is the full statement on this page, and down here you can click on the video and you can watch the full video if you want to of him making this speech. But basically, he's claiming here that that Russia's going to win this war and Ukraine is going to have to surrender here very soon, is what it seems like. So let me know what you think down below, but it definitely doesn't look good for them. And I've been following this war along since basically early or late last year. Okay, I've been following this and making reports here on YouTube for you, and it's continuously gotten worse just over the last like 3 months. So let me know what you think down below. Share your thoughts and concerns and opinions, but it's not looking good for Ukraine. And that's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell, that way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.